So when 3 times over the last 2 years, I read in the Financial Times editorial page that in India and China, 10 million engineers in excess of national needs have already been released, and that over the next 10 years, 50 million more engineers have been released into the world's supply, willing to work for 1/6 of the going rate in America. When you add that to the importance of engineering to our middle class nature as a country, I think you can see that no amount of working hard, it isn't that they're better engineers than we are, it's that they're as good and they work for 16 cents on the dollar. I mean, if you were an American contracting engineering, you'd be out of your mind to contract people from MIT or Carnegie Tech. Out of your mind. So, the strategy of the past, sending millions of ordinary people to schools and colleges, not to educate them, but to standardize them so that their output can be made predictable. Not only their output in production, but your output in behavior. I mean, every government since the beginning of time has to worry about destabilizing the society by having too many well-schooled or educated people unemployed. There isn't a respectable history book written for historians that doesn't say that was the cause of the Second World War. There were too many German college graduates and not enough work for them. They put together the Nazi Party and overthrew the German establishment. This is standard operating procedure in world history. So if you study government, I don't mean if you took a government course, it'd be you. If you study government in a seminar at Harvard or Princeton, or maybe even a super seminar at Tufts, what you'll learn is how to manage people. You don't learn how to live up to the promise of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. You learn how to manage people. You learn how to see trouble on the horizon and to derail the trouble before it occurs. So the strategy of the past won't work for us. It never worked for ordinary people because in making workers more efficient, and I include doctors and lawyers when I'm in the term workers, it mutilated their inventiveness, their imagination, their originality, yet these are precisely the qualities we need to survive the challenge from China, India, Malaysia, and other rampant mass production economies. We need to add value to our products and services in a way that machinery can't, nor can people conditioned to behave like machinery. We need people, God help me for saying this, who understand that dining out isn't about food at all or handsome decor. It's a quest to be taken care of as we were taken care of as children. We need people who understand that lives of routine destroy the ability to dream, destroy the inner life to such an extent that a ravenous hunger for stories, illusions, melodramatic narratives like the nuclear arsenal of Iraq, or this evil skinny guy on a dialysis machine who lurks in the caves of Afghanistan is going to come out and scare us. We have a craving, a national craving, whose temporary satisfaction is in songs and narratives and pop journalism, and it's more addictive than a craving for cocaine. Just look back before the 20th century. In places like Monongahela, where I was born and grew up, there well into the 20th century, people made their own songs. People made their own stories, their own pageants, They didn't depend on some national voice saying, oh, put aside your childish efforts. We do it better. It's all been preempted and centralized in the interests of management. It makes a lot of people great fortunes, and it does, I think, addict us to sloth, to sitting back and expecting someone else to entertain us. A population without an inner life has to struggle ceaselessly to fill the gap with made-up conflicts.